Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Stefan. I am here hosting the Alliance Open No Surrender stream, Warhammer 40K singles tournament, third round. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are already situated. Got yourself your nibbles and drink, your sippy sip. Because we are going, as I said, into round 3, and it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be my Jimmy Jam. It's going to be Death Skulls versus Blood Angels. I mean, these two factions have apparently been kicking ass and taking names all 3 rounds, or all 2 rounds, and now for the 3rd round, they are here, and they're going to try and kick each other's ass thoroughly into the ground. So hold up while I get our player names up here. Round 3, it's going to be Leon Romer versus Ruben Malsgaard. And it's going to be, starting with Leon, it's going to be Blood Angels, man. This faction, you don't see them a lot, but whenever they're on the battlefield, it's a sight to behold, pure fury. So, battalion detachment for the Blood Angels. Yeah, let's go into it. So it's got HQ, it's our main man, Astaroth. He's here. He's got the Exhortation of Rage, the Canticle of Hate, the Invocation of Destruction, and the Executioner's Axe. We've got a Librarian Dreadnought, which is also very awesome, with some psychic powers, a Shield of Sanguinius, Wings of Sanguinius, Smite, and he's got the relic, the Biomatic Sarcophagus, to make him a little bit more resilient.
40k players, the best painted army vote, which was mailed to you guys by email.
We've got a Furioso Force Halberd and the Humble Stormbolter. For troops, we've got 2 units of Infiltrators, 5-man units with the Marksman Bolt Carbines. We've got a Scout Squad, a Sergeant, and then for elites we have the Deimos Sanguinary Ancient with a Warlock trait, Speed of the Primarch. So this guy is the Primarch. With Speed of the Primarch, like I said, a Death Mask, and Carmine Axe, and the Relic Standard of Sacrifice. To stand by his fellow Sanguinary Guard. And boy, are there Sanguinary Guards in this list, ladies and gentlemen. It's not 1, not 2, but 3 units of Sanguinary Guard. 1 10-man unit, 1 8-man unit, and 1 5-man unit. The 10-man unit equipped most of them with the Carmine swords, and then 2 of them are equipped with a power fist. The 8-man squad also has 2 power fists, and the rest the swords. The 5-man unit, all swords, or rather all Carmine axes. We've got 2 little servitors to do some cheeky standing on objectives and missions, right? And then we've got some fast attack land speeded Tempest ×2. A Outrider squad, the new bikers, which are pretty good. And then for heavy support, we've got an Eliminator squad with the Bolt Sniper Rifles and an Eradicator squad. I mean, people rarely leave home without these guys. 2 Eradicators with the Melter Rifles and an Eradicator Sergeant with a Melter Rifle. I mean, can you dig it, right? So then, facing off, he is Ruben. With his army list, he dubbed Vroom and Boom. And boy, is this my jam. Being an Orc player myself, this warms my dangly green cockles just seeing these. We've got the Death Skulls on the field. And let's dive right into it. So we've got a patrol of Death Skull Orcs with a War Boss who's equipped with a Power Claw, which is then upgraded to the Killer Claw for extra chopping. And he's got the Warlock trait Brutal but Cunning to make him even more deadly. For one troop unit of 10 Gretchen, and then for elites, 4 Tank Busters with a Tank Buster Knob. Fast attack 3 Shock Jump Dragsters with the custom job Gyroscopic Whirligig, which means that they can automatically jump around the field if they so wish to do so. Normally they would need to roll a 4-up. Very versatile, very useful actually in the objective-based and just grabbing the board control-based game. Then he has 2 aircraft, a Blitzer Bomber and a Burner Bomber, both also very good. A dedicated transport, a truck no doubt for the 4 Tank Busters. And then he has another Outrider detachment from the Death Skulls, with a Big Mac with a custom force field to just protect all the good bits. 2 elite units, 5 commandos, Nothing really special there, but very good units just deep strike. They have an innate deep strike ability and are just able to perform, missions. And then 3 fast attack units, a unit of 3 Megatrax scrapjets with the corkscrew upgrade, which means that each of those Megatrax can pile in and fight twice, and they are actually quite deadly in combat, being equipped basically with power claws, 4 power claw attacks each. So basically it means each one of them has 8 power claw attacks because the pile in and attacking twice immediately happens, so that's really good. And then 2 units of single Megatrax scrapjets, and then 2 more WH bomb blaster jets. So yeah, this is a very truck and vehicle heavy list, facing off against the raging Blood Angels. This is going to be a great game if you ask me, and I'm thoroughly excited, and I'm really glad that this is our last game of the day. I think this is a very fitting finale.
Yes,
and
it's gonna be super bloody.
Probably whoever one of these guys who wins, depending on how well they do on scoring, wins the entire thing, man.
Yeah.
So are you excited, Jonathan?
Yeah, like those orc Descal lists are quite interesting.
Yeah.
They do a lot of really weird shit, and there's a lot of rules involved.
Yeah.
Especially those flyer units. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see.
There's a lot of potential output in both armies.
Oh yeah.
The Sanguinary Guard can easily tear down those airplanes. It's not gonna be a problem for them.
Yeah, they just need to be very careful of the bombers, though, because they,
Exactly.
the bane of anything that has good armor and an invul is mortal wounds.
Yeah.
And the bombers are able to just deal, especially the burner bomber. He's going to need to be very careful of that thing, man, because that will just deal a lot of mortal wounds really quickly if he allows it to do so. Yeah. But as you said, all those Sanguinary Guards are equipped with jump packs, so they are actually able to charge anything that flies, which is a real boon in this instance.
He's gonna use. He has to use his infiltrators to scramble that deep strike very well.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be a lot of shock jump dragsters flying all over the place, and they can just deep strike back onto the board every single turn.
Yep. So
because he's Death Skulls, everything is objective secure. So.
No. Only things that are infantry.
Thank you very
so
much.
Death Skulls, So that's an important distinction to make. So with Death Skulls, everything gets a 6-up invul. Everything gets a reroll to hit, to wound, and for damage in every phase of the turn. And also, everything that's infantry becomes objective secured. In my opinion, one of the best abilities in the game to have right now, right? But not a lot of his stuff is objective secured. But it makes his characters that are infantry objective secured, which is pretty good. And it makes his commandos and his tank buses objective secured. So it might come into play if he decides to make some cheeky maneuvers with those guys. Because it only takes 5 of them that with objective secured to grab someone's objective. Because, no real explanation necessary there, right?
Yeah, the only units that are obsec in Leon's army are his infiltrators and his scouts. So just one character would be enough.
It's got 2 units of objective secured, it's not a whole lot.
5 minutes to vote for best painted armies. After that, the poll will be.
I'm gonna see how they're doing for secondaries.
For sure, you go check out what secondaries, and yeah, man, we'll get this party started. I mean, they're still talking through each other's lists. I'm not quite sure if it's going to show on stream, but the Orc player's army is just awesome, dude. He's got all these converted planes that look like TIE fighters. Like the wings are taken from Falcon Graf tanks, and they're just stuck on the side. If I'm able to, I really have to ask if I'm able to show off some models maybe later on, because it's just so great. I mean, every time you see like a crazy converted, unit like that in the Orc army, it's just super fun. But we'll have pictures up of them on the site, no doubt, as we're doing Best Painted Army Awards, and I can't imagine that this isn't one of the nominees, really. I mean, come on, right? So Moon Tyranid agrees with me, says that sounds hella cool and Orcs are great. I really agree. I mean, every time I see an Orc army that's just crazy converted, it's just fun, right? like nothing makes sense per se, but it's just fun to see. So this is our last. This is our last game out of our set of 3. Looks like players are just about ready to start rolling for deployment and start deploying. So I'm going to switch it over to our top view cam.
2.
Hatsa.
Hoppa.
3.
4.
Hoe heet het?
Woods.
Ja, precies. Ja.
Woods.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as these guys are talking in Dutch, and I know we have a lot of viewers on our stream that aren't Dutch, we're going to narrate this game once more to give you guys, you know, all the information you need to see what's going on.
All right.
Let's talk a little bit about the mission.
So the mission is like the quarters
Vullen hier,
deployment.
dan hou ik het voor mezelf ook even bij.
9
Yes.
inches of the center.
Je hebt engage.
I'll go into
Jij gaat deploy scramblers.
Okay.
Dat zijn we conservatief,
Alright.
jongens.
Goed hè?
Director Salt.
While Jonathan does that, I do believe we have. Oh no, he's already back. So, yeah,
marking out.
yeah. So let's talk
Ja.
about the mission.
Want jouw shit gaat allemaal ook heel snel, toch?
Deployment, you can't come
Vrij
within
vlot.
9 inches of the
Want, wat is je threat range? Van van je motortjes?
Sorry,
Van je motortjes?
5 points for
De scrapyards die hebben movement 10, 24 inch range per rockets en 36 inch range per big shooters.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's the standard, right?
De
Hard.
shotgun dragsters hebben range move van 40.
Direct assault. And as you can see, there's an objective in the center and there's objectives in the deployment zones. Now if you control one of those, you gain 3 points.
Yeah.
And if you control 2 of those, and then we're talking about the objectives in your opponent's deployment zone,
Yeah.
you score 5. And you score them at the end of your turn.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get to that. So I have to mark out.
Sorry about that, guys. I had accidentally had a different set of audio on, but I fixed it already. So let me know if it's all okay now. You should only be able to hear us two here in the booth here. If it's not the case, let me know real quick so I know I'll have to fix it. But yeah, so it's all the objective once more. The objective the deployment rather is table quarters, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to stay out of 9 inches of the center of the battlefield. As you can see, the objectives are quite clearly in each quarter of the battlefield, and then the fifth and final one is
In the middle.
In the middle, yeah, right over there. So, talking about objectives, we also have secondaries. So, if you could tell me, let's talk about the secondary objectives that the players have picked right here.
Leon, our Blood Angel player, has picked engage on all fronts. We've seen that every single game up until so he's going to try to get units in multiple table quarters to score points. He's picked deploy scramblers, also one we've seen quite often. A unit that is not a character has to do an action in his own deployment zone, somewhere on the midboard, 6 inches away from either deployment zone, and once in the opponent's deployment zone. And Ruben has also picked those. Yeah, so engage on all fronts and deploy scramblers has been picked by both players.
Okay, interesting.
The one they have different is that Leon has picked grind them down, so he's going to try to kill more units per turn than Ruben. And Ruben has picked direct assault, so he's going to try to control the middle objective and the objective in the deployment zone of Leon. Nice and aggressive game.
What was the last one for the Death Skulls?
For the Death Skulls, direct assault, the mission
assault.
specific.
Oh, that's the mission specific one. Could you? Okay, very interesting. Let me just put in the names real quick for each of the players. So we've got Leon, which is the Blood Angel player, right?
Yeah.
Leon is the Blood Angel player. and then Ruben is the
I'm gonna get in close so I can see what the deployment's like.
Yep. So we can quickly check out the sideboard. Let's check it out, right? So here we go. So we've got it all set up. Leon with the Orks, Death Skulls, with the gauge on all fronts, deploy scramblers and direct assault. Let me just put in the assault part of direct assault. And then we've got Ruben with his Space Marine Blood Angels, engage on all fronts, deploy scramblers and grind them down. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we've already started deploying units right here. So we've got the bottom left corner for the Blood Angels and the top right corners for the Orks. Once again here on our desert table mat, dominated by the red menacing Necronian craftsman terrain. So we've got the ruins, we've got the bases with the three pillar-like formations are forests, or counts as forests. And then we've got the two larger sort of single file columns in the center there, which are obstacles that will also block line of sight and will provide a -1 to shoot penalty to anyone firing through. So as you can see, the Blood Angels already have deployed some units off to the sides. There are the speeders, and then they are the new biker units that are very good right now. Lots of attacks coming out of those guys at strength 5, AP -1 if I'm not mistaken. Like stupid amount of attacks for just 3 of those guys. Like 6 or 7 attacks just off of one of those bikes. It's really good. And here's some scouts being deployed with their scout role in the bottom right deployment zone. And then, well, I guess you can see it quite clear. Here's one of the first conversion, you guys. You can actually see it quite well in the top right corner. That's one of the flyers of the, I guess the Orks crossed over into another universe and just straight up looted a TIE fighter right there and made it their own. It looks absolutely awesome. I hope you guys can see it, you know, on stream. But that looks cool, right? Really awesome. So we are here, guys, in the Alliance Open No Surrender final round. We have Death Skulls versus Blood Angels for all the marbles. Of course, yours truly is hoping for the Death Skulls, because that's my boys. That's my boys. I want them to win for sure. But what I'm hoping for most is a good, clean, awesome game with and a close game, right? Let's have a nice close game like we did last round. I'm not going to spoil it, but boy, was last round really awesome. And I want the same thing to happen this game once again. We've got some more scouts being deployed in the top left corner, so you know, basically the Blood Angels can almost quite comfortably start this game with at least a 2-point deploy or engage on all fronts. Scouts are an excellent unit to do that with. So yeah. I love the fact that apparently this Space Marine Blood Angels army with all the Sangreal Guard has been the bane of opponents for 2 rounds straight, managing to punch their way through to the top brackets of this tournament, only to find themselves staring squarely off into the eyes of the Orks. Now we have got more planes being deployed here. All awesome conversions of different units. There's another TIE fighter going down. So two of those, I'm going to ask in a sec which planes are which. I imagine that the two TIE fighters are the Wasp bomb blaster jets. Wasp bomb blaster jets being pretty much anti-mech weapons platforms. Also sporting a nice and very cool 5-up invol custom force field. So anything within 9 inches of those two planes gain the benefit of a nice 5-up invol save. The blood or the death skulls are going to have to be a little bit careful about how they go about deploying the units though, because the Sanguinary Guard are very hard hitting units, and if the Blood Angels manage to get the first turn, they have some command point stratagem shenanigans which allow them to really truck up the board super fast and just start charging things right away. And I'm going to tell you, anything they charge is probably going to die quickly. So we can see here that the Orc player does seem to take that into consideration right here, as he's screening the lines of his deployment zone, so to speak, with the buggies, trying to protect his planes from getting charged. It's also quite easily, with all the buggies that he has, to just fill the entire deployment zone, so that none of the Blood Angel units can actually jump over them and land anywhere, you know, at the back end of the deployment zone, and cause quite a lot of ruckus and trouble for the Orc player over there. So there's some characters going down. That's probably a Big Mac with a custom force field, because he's measuring some 9-inch ranges, trying to make sure that all those vehicles have a nice 5-up invul against shooting, although I don't think that the Blood Angels have a lot of shooting, and it also appears that the players are done deploying. I'm afraid not. That has been FAQ'd, my friend, so no 5++ in combat. CJ saying in combat as well. Yeah, so I actually was told that it has been FAQ'd, and yeah, being an Orc player myself, that's stupid, man. Because right about now, that 5-up info would have been excellent, because he's going to face a lot of close combat attacks. Okay, so let's go to the top view screen, because I think this game is about to no, sorry. So, guys, I want to ask you guys a quick question real quick. You should be able to hear the players. If you do, let me know, because then something's wrong with my settings, and I'll have to adjust it. So if somebody could just tell me if they can hear the players or no right now. Yeah, okay, that's excellent. I'm getting a no here from CJ, so that's good. That's the way I want it to be. So don't worry, guys. I'll let the players chime in from time to time, but I'll be doing most of the narrating, as we have Dutch-speaking players right now, and that will just mostly probably be confusing for the other languaged people that are in the chat. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. I hope you're guys enjoying yourselves, checking out the stream. Running nice and comfortably in the background, no doubt, right? Everybody's just listening in from time to time. Okay, so it's turn 1 for the Orcs. So Orks want to roll off for first turn. And that's the burner bomber flying over the sanguinary guard. So that's 10 dice, a bomb being dropped on the sanguinary guard. 10 dice being rolled for every 4 up. That's a mortal wound on a sanguinary guard. Saying boom, baby. So that's 5 mortal wounds. And CJ is not wrong. That's probably a explosion incoming as well, dealing a lot of mortal wounds. So there's the sanguinary guard. Feel no pain. Luckily, those sanguinary guard do have 2 wounds apiece, so only 1 dice. And then employing a CP stratagem to actually do a second bombing run on another unit that's within, I do believe, like 6 inches of the main target. So that's some more Space Marines dropping already right off the bat. Which reminds me, I'm gonna have to update the CPs on these guys. So I'm gonna ask Jonathan how many CPs they have in a second.
Oh ja, heel fijn, dankjewel.
Alright, there we go. And also, turn 1. Boop. There we go. So we're all set, ladies and gentlemen, for this game. So rest of the movement phase for the Orks being engaged. So that's the war boss actually going straight for the kill, just right off the bat, disembarking from the truck, and then running up the board straight into those Space Marine bikers. I guess he wants to delete those guys as quick as possible. So that's the tank busters now getting out of there. Gonna move another 5 inches. So a truck's now being like a nice way to just get an extra 3 inches of movement if you need to just move up the board, because now they get in range of that objective, and in range it looks like of one of the speeders, and tank busters of course being awesome at killing anything that's a vehicle. And then the truck itself just roaring up the board. Meep meep. So yeah, very aggressive opening right off the bat from the Orks. Mm-hmm. So an advance from one of the scrap jets for 5 inches. So those things move like 10 inches flat, and then for 5 more. So already on the objective over there as well.
I'm not sure if he knows, but there is a unit of infiltrators.
Yeah, there's a unit of scouts there, but infiltrators aren't troops. So at least now he's contesting. So that means that at the start of the Blood Angel turn, he at least won't score them.
Well, it's going to be his first turn, so it doesn't really matter.
But then it's going to go down to more models.
They are troops, so they are objective secure, so he probably has more models than that single scrap jet. Exactly.
Are the Eliminators troops then?
They're infiltrators. The Eliminators are the sniper dudes.
Okay. So
So we have infiltrators who are like the Primaris scouts.
I don't know about Space Marines. I only know how to kill them. I don't know what their battlefield role is. Come on.
Come on. Now, the way the battlefield is laid out. You start 9 inches away from the center, but because you start at quarters of a circle, your arm, if you deploy like the players deployed, you deploy really, really close to each other. Almost like maybe
Yeah,
10,
yeah,
or, 10 or 12
Yeah,
inches
you can,
away
yeah.
from each other.
Well,
So
18 inches, exactly.
not if you go from this point to this point.
No, then it's more, then it's less.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 12-ish.
So that's what he did with his bikes, allowing that war boss to just disembark the truck and just move. Well,
Yeah.
and now he's like staring at them 2 inches apart from him.
And I think that Warboss has 4 damage on the Relic Claw
If he charges,
and his
yeah,
Warlord
yeah.
trait.
If he,
so
if he
it's-
charges, he has 5 attacks, sitting on 2s, rerolling everything, wounding on 2s, rerolling everything, dealing 4 damage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, baby.
a claw. That's a claw, boss.
It's the Killy Claw. Okay, there's the Blitzer Bomber, I think.
We lost a light. Do you have a charged battery?
Oh, that's not actually a Blitzer Bomber. That's a I forget the name. One of the other flyers, a shooty flyer. Ah yeah, a West Bomb Blasted Jet even. Thank you, Moon Turnip. So many names in this game. So many wonky names, especially with Orks, right? So there's the Big Big running up the field, trying to keep up with all the with
All the cards.
Yeah, all the cards.
Ik was tegelijk voor je gaat zo even dood aan.
So that's the Blitzer Bomber flying over the Librarian Dreadnought, deploying a stratagem to deal mortal wounds on the 3 up to. So you get to roll 6 dice whenever you do that. And there's the other West Bomb Blaster Jet soaring up the field, trying to bring his big guns to bear. So there's already a lot of madness going on, just buggies and trucks and planes everywhere, completely surrounding the Blood Angel player. Okay, so the Blood Angel player taking a little time to contemplate this move a bit more. There's not a whole lot of room when you bring that many buggies.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that many buggies, I mean the shooting phase is going to be fun. I'll tell you that much. There's a lot. So there's one of the the other ones. What's it called? The teleporting one. One one of the teleporting go-karts, just teleported up to the middle of the board. For a CP, he gave a unit of 3 of them the upgrade so that they'll teleport automatically if he wants them to. Xtab asking, hey, are those TIE Fighter-esque Ork flyers? They sure are. I've been talking about them at the beginning of the game. They are pretty much crossed over into the Star Wars universe and just looted a bunch of the Imperium and came back with it. And now they have got TIE Fighter flyers and they've got pod racing go-karts everywhere, and it just looks awesome. Alright, so end of movement phase, the Ork Desktop player is so for 1 CP you can make a burner bomber just crash automatically and explode automatically. So that means that right now that burner bomber that's at the bottom left corner that flew over the Sanguinary Guard is now exploding and dealing 3 mortal wounds with to everything within 6 inches of it. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage. So you have to sacrifice your own plane to do it. But then again, who cares? Mortal wounds everywhere. Yeah, that's one of those units that if you allow it to do its business, it's going to do a lot of damage. Especially mortal wounds against Space Marines is always quite nasty, as every model in the Space Marine army is quite expensive. Although not as expensive as I would like them to be. Right, so the Blood Edge Blade does have some feel no pains on those Sanguinary Guards. The banner, I believe, gives feel no pain.
Yeah.
6 up, but he's not making a lot of rolls. Except saying, yeah, H-Wing is a Falcon. Yeah, you saw that. You saw that correctly. H-Wing on those TIE Fighters is actually an Eldar Falcon that he just stuck to the side of him. It's brilliant. Okay, so yeah, some more Sanguinary Guard dropping. There's a lot of stuff within 6 inches of that burner bomber. So. Okay. Yep. And the Orks, the Ork player, jokingly congratulating the Blood Angel player on his first 3 points on Bring It Down for destroying his first flyer or vehicle rather. So we're going into the Shima phase. The Ork player paying 1 CP. To give the Westbomb Blaster Jet +1 to hit against anything that's flying. So the Sanguinary Guard are have the fly keyword.
Those tractor cannons are going to be super hard.
So now that abilities have been played,
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a TO question going on about the strategy that's being employed, but it's all in the up and up. So we've got tank busters shooting into the bottom land speeder. So they're hitting on fires, rerolling the hit because their target is a vehicle, and they are tank busters after all. So we've got 2 deckers going on. Alright, so 7 hits.
That's
or,
dirty.
Yeah. Or 6 hits. So that's 4 wounds. Each of them do
-4.
Yeah, -2 rather.
3 damage.
Yeah, 3 damage. Yep. So that's 3 going through. That's 9 damage. That pops that one. Yep. Tank busters doing their job.
Die zijn ideaal. The Westbound Blaster Jets, the mech flyers are ideal for taking down low toughness, high armor. No
Well,
info.
yeah. You have to equal or beat the toughness. Okay. So he's employing, he's using TCP for what exactly? Is he doing the? So that's a lot of the hits coming from the Westbound Blaster Jet. He needs 4 ups to hit because he's using the Blood Angel player is using transhuman physiology. So 4 wounds going through with a -3. So that's 5 up invuls that are left. Or they don't have a 5 invul. They have 2 up save. Yeah. So it's 6 ups, 5 ups rather. So 1 dies, and then another one. And then another one dies. So that's the Wasp Mega Cannon. So now the smash again. 2 huts, another lucky decker roll. So he needs 4 up. Nope, so 1 fails, funny enough. And then another one wounds. So -4, so that's a 6 up required. Four damage on another one.
6.
Or 6, well, anyway, another one dies, is the gist of it.
Man, he's putting out so much damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of firefighters coming out. Taking a brief moment to check out some ranges here. So this is one of the shock jump Drexes firing into the sanguinary guard right now. Is less cannony rifle weapon. So 1 wound going through, save required for the sanguinary guard. Fills it, so that's d6 damage for 3. And that's another one brought down. And the lone rocket that each of these shock jump Drexlers has, but misses. So that's that shock jump Drexler done. Okay, so this is one of the so this is one of the scrapjet Megatrack scrapjets opening up. He's firing the big shooters into the banner bearing character, and the rockets are going into the sanguinary guard. So he's rolling them all at the same time with some colored dice to distinguish between the two. So 5 saves on the sanguinary banner bearer. To 5 shots for the rockets coming out of the scrapjet. 2 hits so far with a Desco reroll, so just 2 hits. So strength 8, but those are still transhuman physiology. So no wounds actually coming out of the rockets out of that one, so that's what that one fired. So that's the next scrapjet. Big shooters going into the 2 surviving scouts just below the middle L-shaped rune. So just 3 rockets coming out of the scrapjet. Alright, that's one done. Rockets failing to do any wounds on that one either. Alright, so here's the Blitzer bomber who has some guns shooting into the white eliminators that are parked just in front of the bottom left L-shaped ruin. So we've got some big shooter shots going into them. So 4 wounds. So this is the big shooter, or the super shooter actually, so 4 wounds on -1. So those eliminators have 1-up armor currently in cover, or one of them is in cover. So 1 dies. So 1 dies, yeah. Failing his 1-up armor, and he already suffered 1 wound. So 3 out of 5 of the scrapjets have shot. The 3rd one is now coming in. So the 4th scrapjet is firing into the new Outrider bikes. Oh, actually, this is a shock jump dragster. So it's the last cannon rifle thingy that's firing into them. There we go. So 2 saves at -3 into them. Oh, 1 save. So 1 d6 damage going into those bikes. 5 damage, yeah. So he shoots 1. Increasing the charge range for the warboss, so that might be interesting. So the rocket also hits and wounds on the bikes. Nope. So 3 damage going through on those bikes. Luckily they have 4 wounds a pop, so one's remaining on 1 wound. So the truck equipped with a big shooter now trying to peel off the remaining wound on that biker, forcing a save, but Blood Angel player made the save. Oh no, wait, he failed it. Okay, so sneaky kill by the big shooter on the truck. So the 4th scrapjet. Oof, 5 rockets coming out of that scrapjet. Needing 5s. 3 hits. Needing 4s again due to transhuman physiology. 1 save required on a 4-up. But that one was passed. So 2 hits. You needed 6s on both of them. Alright, so I managed to kill one of those. Alright, so final scrapjet, firing everything he has into the Librarian Dreadnought, who now is no longer being screened by either of the bikers or the Sanguinary Guard. So 1 damage through weapon going through, I think. So 4 shots from the wing rockets. Three hits coming through with Daka. So 2 saves required on the Okay, so the Librarian Dreadnought was destroyed by the rockets and it now explodes. So
yeah,
stuff within yeah, it's a little rough going for the Blood Angel player right now, as that thing now also explodes.
Yeah,
putting
take a lot of characters.
Yeah, putting insult to injury.
Yeah, this is a hard one to get to come back from.
There's 1 unit of, to answer your question, Bridges 1, there's 1 unit of Sanguinary Guard in reserves. There's a unit of 5. There was a unit of 10 on the board that's mostly been annihilated, and there's a unit of 6, I believe, or 7, something like that, in the L-shaped ruin in the bottom left corner. Who also already took some damage as well. But not even everything has fired yet, and then there's still a assault phase where some stuff might happen, but yeah, the Blood Angel player commenting that he's already lost around 900 points off of his army, and that's it's really rough. The Orc firepower is really coming to bear on this Blood Angel player.
So much damage coming out.
Yeah, it's insane. It just keeps going as well.
The shock jump dragsters are really good, and
yeah,
Megatrax scrapjets are also really good. And just if you just flood the board with them, it's difficult to do anything against them.
Yep. So some firepower going into the remaining speeder, taking 3 wounds. And now it's the westbound blaster jet shooting into the sanguinary guard that are quote-unquote hiding in the L-shaped ruin in the bottom. So he used so westbound blaster jets are quite interesting. They have a inbuilt power that they can target any unit in the shooting phase, and they get +1 to hit with their mech guns on that target. So 1 wound going through, a save required on a AP -3. So just 1 hit from the smasher gun. So the westbound blaster jet is not really performing as well as his brother. So 1 goes through on 4 damage, so deleting one of the sanguinary guard. And thus concludes the shooting phase of the orcs. Yeah, that's been brutal to say the least. And now we have a assault phase, ladies and gentlemen. The orc warballs making a 9-inch charge or 10-inch charge to that scout biker, and Blood Angel player throwing his hands in the air. It's like, what can I do, guys? What?
Yeah, this.
Hey, yo, I'm dying over here.
This is becoming tough to watch.
Yep. All right, so that guy's just gonna absolutely murder that guy. Yeah. Okay. Okay, should we do a scoring?
Yep, it's quite easy.
So let's go. Let's go to the scoreboard. Okay, so orcs are done. So he's got engage on all fronts because he's in every single corner of the of the field. He probably did deploy scrambler somewhere, I'm guessing.
Yeah, in his own deployment.
In his own deployment zone. So he's got hold on a second, right, and he's left. So he's got the primary he can do in the first turn. He's got 3 points for engage on all fronts. He's got deploy scramblers who's going to be scored at the end, and then direct assault is also not something you can do first turn. So it's only 3 points for the orc player. But yeah, just on the killing your opponent's side of the game, it's looking a little rough for the Blood Angels, not gonna lie. They just lost their biggest unit of Sanguinary Guard, and then a fairly decent chunk of the second unit of Sanguinary Guard. They lost the Land Speeder, they lost the Librarian Dreadnought, they lost a bunch of scouts, and there's not a whole lot on the board. Blood Angel player lamenting the fact that, you know, this turn was really brutal, saying there's not a whole lot he thinks he can do about it, but he's gonna try his best, and you know what? Sometimes that's all you can do.
He scores 3 on direct assault.
Oh, okay.
I saw it wrong.
Direct assault. Oh yeah, so he scores 3 for taking the center one, which you actually can do at the end of the turn. Yeah, so he scores 3 for direct assault, which puts him on 6. So we're going into turn 1 for the Blood Angel player. So here's the remaining unit of Sanguinary Guard arriving from Deep Strike, which they can do with a stratagem, I do believe.
Yeah.
Right, so they can actually arrive in turn 1, right?
No, they're not arriving from Deep Strike. He's using command points to pick up a unit that's on the board.
Yeah,
and,
that's it. So that's
them as if they're arriving from Deep Strike.
Okay, yeah. So that's actually the unit that was in the bottom left ruin, and they're now he's picking them up and placing them somewhere else, just getting them out of that corner. So going into the shooting phase, movement phase already being done. I mean, let's be honest, there's not a whole lot to move. A single pistol from the character coming out, trying to plink off a wound. Oh, so it's the sniper, actually. Sniper shooting into the Orc Warboss. Orc Warboss already taking 2 wounds. So the Orc Warboss is just deleted off the board. Some sniper rifle firepower going into him, and yeah, the Warboss just straight up failing his 4 painful saves. I mean, yeah, that's when you die.
That's the good way to die.
That's a good way to die. The Warboss has killed 1 biker, and really showed who's boss, and then just he's probably playing for dead. That's his strategy. Just lying down.
He is brutal but cunning.
Yeah, he is brutal but cunning. He's just playing dead. He'll be back soon. So here are the sanguinary, what's that called? The sanguinary bolt guns.
The Angelus bolt
guns. The Angelus bolt guns from the sanguinary guard. Going into one of the Megatrex scrap jets in the back. Alright, so he's using a stratagem for a reroll to wound. So 4 wounds going through, 4 saves, oh so rerolls again for the reroll to wound stratagem. Okay, so 5 saves being forced with a -1, so it's a 5 up for 3 damage on that scrap jet. 6 wounds remaining. Yeah. So that's probably almost about the end of that shooting phase. So in fact it is the end. So the scouts in the center L-shaped ruin are going to charge the truck. They rolled a 12, so they're going for it. So 2 lonely scouts going into the truck. Oh, so oh yeah, that's right. So Astaroth is still on the board. So he's going for both those planes over there. He's gonna park Astaroth in between. So Astaroth is one of those characters that can deal a bunch of damage. And then, now here's the important one, so he's going to spend ACP. Now he's going to spend his speed to actually increase the charge to 3d6 inches. So rolling a 13, so they're definitely in there. Acold asking, where are the eradicators? They're probably out in outflank, I imagine. That's usually the thing you do with eradicators anyway, because there are only 3 of them. So you pay the CP to put them in outflank, so they'll be arriving next turn, my friend. Going straight into the combat phase. So here come the Blood Angel Sanguinary Guard, dividing their attacks among the 2 Megatrex scrap jets. So we've got 2 power fits in that unit, and then some Sanguinary and Carmine Sword.
They're gonna go through it like butter.
Yep.
I think they're gonna destroy both.
So 2 wounds from the power fist going through, 6 up invuls from the 1 saved from the Death Skull's lucky save. Yeah, so 1 damage going into the bottom Megatrip Scrapjet. And then the swords going into the same one. So needing forced wounds due to their Blood Angel +1/+2 wound. So 1 save, it's D3 damage as well. So enough damage to actually destroy it. So on a 6-up it explodes. No, it doesn't. So that one just got deleted by the Sanguinary Guard. And then we still need to do the remaining 3 Blood Angels into the other Scrapjet. So the Power Force alone was enough to scleep that one as well. So that one's destroyed. The Sanguinary Guard making their presence known, avenging their fallen brethren. So we're going over to Astaroth in the bottom left corner. He's wedged himself between those 2 planes over there. So deciding who to attack. So Astaroth is going for the Wasp Bomb Blaster Jet. That's the blue plane, modeled to be a TIE fighter. The 2's to hit. And then 3's to wound here for the +1 to wound.
Yeah, he can dish out a lot of damage.
So dealing 3 damage to the Wasp Bomb Blaster Jet.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of you. I want to play against
Yeah, only 3 damage coming out of Astaroth is pretty poor, A-Cold. He put 4 wounds through. The Death Skull player rolled 1 6-up for his lucky save, and then the Blood Angel player managed to roll 3 1s for his damage. So that's yeah, a little disappointing to say the least. So there's some attacks coming back from the plane. Yeah, just for 2 planes just headbutting Astaroth there. I don't know what's going on there, but it's probably looking hilarious if you look at it.
Even with that reroll in the close combat phase, they're quite dangerous.
But the planes?
Yeah. He's doing wounds.
They're quite dangerous.
If the 2
even with that reroll.
Against a single character. How many wounds did he do to Astaroth with those 2 planes?
sorry, wounds, 5?
Against
Astaroth, 5 wounds.
In close combat?
But I saved them all.
Yeah, there we go.
See?
Yeah, but he saved them all. Yeah, but he saved them all, so he did no wounds.
It'd be 0, right?
Perhaps. Yeah. Perhaps.
Alright, so we've got some scoring going on. So I actually think he scored quite some points. So let's go over to the scoreboard, everybody. Follow me. So, let's see. So the primary he can't do yet. Engage on all fronts, he's got 2 points because he's in 3/4 of the board. So we've got his own deployment zone, then the Sanguinary Guard that teleported over are on the other side, And then in the top left, L-shaped ruin, there are some scouts over there that are claiming that one. So that's 2 points for...
yeah, and I see we made a mistake. I thought he said grind them down, but he picked bring it down, which is the anti-vehicle one, which he scored 7 points on already.
Yeah, kill some stuff. I mean, he's got a lot of those vehicles, so yeah, bring it down. So
Je had 15 op je primaries.
I'll adjust it. Just give me a sec. Bring it down. Yeah. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's not sugarcoat it. It's a bit of a rough turn for the Blood Angels. So it's 2 points for engaging on front, and then 7 points for bringing it all down. So bringing him to a total of 9. So he's actually in the lead, killing quite a few of those vehicles. However, this is a turn where the Orcs can also start capitalizing on their presence by scoring on the primary. So the Orc player is probably on 3 of them. So that's 15 points, I wager. Oh, I see Jonathan is mouthing 10. So he's actually just on 2. So okay, so it's not super bad for the Blood Angel player just yet. It's just that he doesn't have a lot of units, so what the Blood Angel player really needs to focus on is just surviving and kill as many of these vehicles as he can and stay on the objectives for as long as he can. Just keep scoring as many points as he has to. It's going to be quite tough to actually win this game, I wager, by the Blood Angel player, because he lost a lot of points. But that doesn't mean that he can still score points. So 10 points going to the Orc player now for the primary objective, and we're now going into turn 2, top of turn 2 for the Orc player.
Can it go up?
You're still leaving combat. I mean, he has no penalties, but he's still leaving combat.
Can it go there or not?
Yes. If it sits, it's no longer in combat. It's the solid badge has got through.
So we have some Deathskull commandos coming in. So they'll probably be deploying the scramblers in the enemy deployment zone. And here are the Gretchens coming out to take a peek from that L-shaped ruin. Those are some brave Gretchens, man. Probably trying to screen out some of the deep striking that the Blood Angels still have left. But that's movement for so far. So yeah, the truck's moving up, and we're already going into the shooting phase. So Daka being employed on the going up actually once. So paying 2 CP for more Daka. That means that every 5 up that plane rolls to hit generates another shot. And then the Space Marines employing transhuman. And then the Space Marine, employing transhuman on those remaining Sanguinary Guard. So let's see. So that plane, because he nominated those secondary guard as target, are hitting on 4s right now. But every 5 up is a daka, basically generating another shot. So 2 saves at -3. Fate saves being forced here. So D6 damage, first one, 2 damage. So killing one, killing another one. So 2 of those are being brought down. So now it's the smasher gun left. Ah, but he fluffed that one. So no hits actually from the smasher gun. So now it's one of the buggies, not the West Blast yet, but the other one with the laser gun. So 2 wounds being forced, or saves being forced. One going through, dealing 2 damage, so that's just enough to kill another one of the guard. Alright, so he made a save, so... Okay, so this is one of the weapon blaster jets now opening up on the sanguinary guard. So these are the big shooters. So one big shooter is actually hitting on 4s because there's a grot man in the gun. The other one is hitting on 5s. So that's 12 shots coming out of those things. So actually those Westbound blaster jets are quite impressive gun platforms, firing 2d3 missiles and then 12 big shooter shots. So it's quite versatile actually. But
are we talking about the blaster jet?
Yeah, not the Westbound blaster jet, the scrap jet, the Megatrack scrap jet. Yeah, name's man. One of the buggies. So it's quite versatile because it's actually quite. But the big shooters won't be very effective against 2-up armor. But the missile managed to kill off one.
Yeah, but they shoot 2d6 rockets, right?
No, 2d3. Let's not get too crazy. If it
Alrighty.
shot 2d6 missiles, it would have been best unit in the game, just straight up.
Well, they're pretty good.
Alright, some more shots going in there. Yeah, that's another missile just popping those guys. I mean, missiles are pretty good at popping first means. So one save from the big shooters. Yeah, so those big shooters really aren't an issue for those sanguinary guards. It's the missiles they need to look out for. So we've got some shots from a scrapjet Megajet going into the infiltrators. That's at the top left corner. So you see the truck actually made like a corner. You see into the ruin, trying to remove the infiltrators. So there's some infiltrators being shot off. They're going to receive a charge from the thing after this is done. So they're going to receive 8 power claw attacks if they're even still alive. Yeah. Yes, sir. Nope. Wing missile missing, and then big shooters still having a say. Let's go reroll. So 5 saves on those infiltrators, but they're in ruins, so Well, Big Shoot is actually killing one. Hey, Bridges One, man, we all hope we're getting to play in November, mate. I mean, it's been a great time just looking around here. Everybody's playing some games, you know, everybody's having fun, finally getting some games in once again. I am having a blast just watching these games go down and streaming it over here. And I really hope November gets to go through.
Keep your mask on, disinfect your hands, and maybe we get to play.
Yeah, maybe we get to play. Everybody does their best and hope for the best, eh?
Hopefully you get to play something that's not skull buggies.
Yeah. Okay, so so the last buggy, it's one of the shock jump Drexes, I believe.
Yeah.
So 2 saves from the rockets being forced. So -2, 4-ups required. That's 2 saves. Oh no, one failed. So flat damage 3. So that's another one. Okay, so here's some charges coming from the scrap jets as well. So these things are actually quite good in combat. So on a 4-up, yep, that's a 4-up. They deal D3 mortal wounds. So that's 2 mortal wounds. So that one's just deleted before you.
Damn.
Yep. So now we've got some tank busters going into the scouts here, trying to remove them from the objective. And there's the scrap jet in the top left, going into the remaining 1 or 2 scouts that are in the building. So that one's also a scrap jet, so on a 4-up it'll deal D3 mortal wounds. So yeah, that's a 4-up. 2 mortal wounds, so that will kill another one.
Man, that's dirty.
So starting with the tank busters, they're still boys. The question is, do they have choppers? I'm actually not quite sure. So we got 3 attacks coming in from the knobs, hitting on 3s, strength 5, so wounding on 3s with a death score reroll. So that's 2 saves, no AP. So 4-ups on the scouts. So that's 2 scouts. Alright, so they're all
Oh Jesus.
they're already gone. So there's actually nothing left on the board, question mark? Is that true? Oh no.
I think
oh,
there,
no.
might be
There might be, oh no, there are still 2 eliminators left in the bottom left. The white model. Or is Astaroth still left, right? Where's Astaroth?
There might be some stuff. tucked away in that little L-shaped ruin in the bottom left.
So, Blood Angel plays interrupting actually the fight before he.
Scouts in the bottom right.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. So actually in the bottom right corner, everybody, still a unit of scouts there. So Blood Angel play not completely off the board just yet, and he also still has some Dig Strikers coming on. So it's not completely done just yet. He's got some Eliminators, right, and another unit of Sanguinary Guard. So he could do some damage and score some points still. So we've got some leadership tests required here.
Mag die pen even? Die pen.
Alright, we've got some scoring going on at the end of the sculpture. So Jonathan is going to check the scores with the players to see if we've got our scores down right. And then we'll go into the Blood Angel player. Alright, we've got scores, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go.
So, Ruben scored in his second turn. He scored 10 on his primaries. He scored 3 for engaging all fronts and 3 for direct assault. And he's deployed the scramblers in the deployment zone of Leon.
Okay.
So he's gonna, if he does one more on the midboard, he's gonna score 10 points. But Leon miraculously scored 15 points on the primaries.
Yeah.
Because he holds 3
Yeah,
objectives.
he's holding 3 objectives actually. Which one's red, by the way?
I think it's...
oh yeah, it's the bottom one, because there's an eliminator there. So the bottom left one.
Yeah. So
and then it's actually the bottom right one as well, because in that L-shaped ruin over there, there are some scouts.
And then in the top left.
And the top left, there's still a scout remaining. He failed to kill it.
Yeah.
He failed to kill it, even with the... oh, that's probably not one of those scrap jets that fights twice.
Not
yeah, interesting. So actually, so wait, let me just check my scores. So Ruben, who's the Orks, has 10 on the primary, 6 on... what's it called? What's this? Engagement on fronts.
Yeah.
Yep. So he deployed the scramblers for... he already deployed scramblers in his own deployment zone and in his enemy lines, and then for direct assault he scores another 3 for 6. So in total he's got 22 points on the board. And then we're going into the Blood Angel player, who's just scored 15 points for the first time on the primary, because it's his second turn. So he's actually on 9 plus 15 is 24. And both players have, so they've blown through the CPs. So let's update that. Yeah, a lot of transhuman physiology and stratagems like more Daka going off. But actually, so funny enough, Blood Angel players in the lead. So he's not out of the game just yet.
So he needs to stall.
Yeah, he needs
for
to stall.
For an hour and a quarter.
For 3 more turns, rather. That's
Just
the more important part.
go on his phone. You know.
I don't think that's good
lose
sportsmanship.
his dice.
Is that what you do usually then?
Roll all his dice on the floor and just spend
that
like
your go-to
20
move?
minutes searching for them.
Just searching for it, and just saying that you have to go to the toilet real quick when you're done. Just sit on the toilet for like 20 minutes and just be in the Twitch chat commenting on your own game, saying, "Where is that guy? He's on the toilet for way too long."
That's how I'd win this.
All right, let's go back to the game. So it's bottom of turn 2, guys. Are the names of Leon and Ruben switched?
Shouldn't be.
No. Shouldn't be. I'll check if that's true in a moment.
Not. Not as far as Pun Pun is concerned.
Nope. We got it right, I do believe. Wait, let me just double check on that.
We mix up a lot of stuff, but not that.
Oh yeah, I actually did that. Okay. That crazy dude, man, in Hong Kong. He's got eyes on us. Yeah, the names apparently were switched. It's not my fault though, I swear. But so it's turn 2 for the Blood Angels. Like I said, score-wise, he's in the lead. So, and as you can see, some eliminators have arrived, or eradicators rather, have arrived in the center of the bottom half of the board. So we've got some shots coming in. That's that's Brighter Eyes open. He is both dead and hiding himself in a corner. So that's the Eradicators doing their job and then limit. Or oh no, wait. So that's the Eradicators bringing a Scrapjet bound to 2 wounds. Okay, so that's must be a bit disappointing for the Blood Angels. Eradicators usually destroy their target outright if they get a chance. So this is some of the bolters from the Sanguinary Guard, dealing a few wounds to the Scrapjet, the red one in the center. And we've got the lone sniper picking his target. So 1 shot going into one of the Scrapjets, missing. So not much there. So charges are left. So there's the Sanguinary Guard.
Yes, he's doing my tactic. Dice on the ground, crawling under the table.
Yeah. So this is the 3d6-inch charge from the Sanguinary Guard, arriving from Deep Strike. So they're gonna destroy that truck, like completely.
Yeah, they're gonna eat it up.
Yeah, this is a done deal.
A crocodile, done deal.
Yeah, this is definitely a crocodile done deal. For no further charges. Okay, so this is the swords going in. Oh no, these are the axes going in actually. Because this unit's equipped with axes. 6 up saves required. So making 1, so 4 d3 wounds. So could kill this one. 8. Alright, so. Oh well, that's a bummer. So bringing him down to 1. That's a bit of a bummer. So I guess not. A bit of a bad luck on the damage roll. This is the Scrapchat fighting back. So that was in the top left, destroying the remaining scout. Yep, so that objective is now probably for the disco player, removing the last OPSEC unit. And then the bottom combat, so 4 hits. Yeah. Oh, that's actually a shock jump dragster. Less deadly in combat. Oh, and a bit of a whiff by the Blood Angel player. So just 4 damage going through. So that's actually 2 Sanguinary Guards straight up killed. Is that right? Oh no, just 1. Still. It's a bit. Yeah, that's not what a Blood Angel player wanted. He wanted to kill that shock jump dragster, because now it's just going to drive away. Alright. So at the end of all of that, it's engaged on all fronts for 2 points. Deploy Scramblers, not that scored at the end of the game, but the Bloody player not really getting a chance to do that just yet. And then bring it down for a bunch of points. Wait, ways. Okay. So it's let's update the total amount of points. So it's 22 still. To let's see here, 5. So that's 6. So 2 points this turn, all in all, for on the secondaries for the Blood Angel player. So it's 22 to 26 actually. So still Blood Angels in a lead, not a very big lead, but this is a turn where probably the Deathskull is going to score a lot of points, because now they're on 3 objectives, because they've removed the scouts in the top left corner, and yeah, are starting to score some points on the primary. So that's 15 points on the primary, so that's 25 points actually on the primary. So we'll see what else the Orc player can do here. So he's got plenty of units left, plenty of firepower. Everything that the Blood Angel player has is now on the board. So there's nothing left, no more tricks, no more things in reserve. So here we go, here's that shock jump Draxa that survived a devastating charge from Sanguinary Guard, just driving away like it's well, it got a bit of a scare right there. So we're in the top of turn 3, ladies and gentlemen. Top of turn 3 for the Death Skull player. We've got plenty of buggies still roaming around on the board. Plenty of firepower still. We've got an advance from the Big Mac, just trying to keep up to that scrapjet. We've got an end of move deep strike, some Death Skull commandos coming into no man's land, doing their deploy scramblers in that center objective. And we've got flyers coming back on the field. We just went off the board last turn.
.40K players, this is your 60-minute mark. This is your 60-minute mark.
All right. So in the movement phase, the Big Mac is able to repair some vehicles, so he's able to just repair a wound, getting that scrapjet back up to speed a little bit more. So here comes some firepower from the truck, a big shooter going into the remaining eliminator. Right, we've got the one of the scrapjets firing some missiles into the eradicators. So one eradicator is brought down by one of the missiles. So 5 saves going through from the big shooters on that scrapjet, so no AP, so 3 ups required. But he did fill three up saves, so another one is killed, unfortunately. That was it's an unlucky save roll. So some more. 2 rockets going through, 2 wounds, 3s with a Death Skull reroll. 2 more saves, AP -2 on the last remaining eradicator. Let's see if he can hang on. No, he's dead. So it's flat damage 3, so that last one's removed. So that's a bit of a shame. Those eradicators coming on, bringing a vehicle down to 1 wound, and then just get taken off the board immediately. So that's not a good show from the eradicators, I'm afraid. It's not what what the Blood Angel player needed. So now we're going into shooting into the Sanguinary Guard, who are comfortably standing on that piece of terrain. So they're enjoying a 1-up save at the moment. Okay, the Rage is saying we're competing with Iron Halo right now. That's also always a big tournament. And we only got 10 viewers, let's say. Well, I mean, we're having a comfortable group watching the stream here all day, and I'm very happy with that. So I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I certainly am enjoying your guys' company as we go through this game right here. Certainly the Blood Angel player has been off to a very rocky start, but he's managing to hold on to the points so far. So that's very interesting to see. As it's currently 26 to 22, and we are at the top of turn 3 for the Orc Death Skull player. Alright, so quite a lot of those Sanguinary Guard already being taken off the board by all the rockets, like all the rockets in the world, Sun, just flying at their head. So, yeah, some more saves being forced here by the Westbound Blasted Jet. D6 damage off the board. Oh no, it's a 5, so that's one lone remaining Sanguinary Guard, and okay, so we still have tank busters that are occupying the center objective, firing their rockets into the Sanguinary Guard. This old player has been on point with his Daka, like frequently getting Dakas. These Death Skulls are on fire. That's that's no joke right now. Oh, what? And a rocket finishes off that Sanguinary Guard. It certainly seems to be death by rocket. Excuse me, guys. Okay. So here's one of the Westbound Blasted Jets firing its weapons into the scouts that are at the top center. There we go. That's the last of the eliminators being taken off the board. Yeah, so it's a 9, so that's Scrapjet making it in with a charge distance reroll from their Orc roll. Here we go. So on a 4-up it deals D3 mortal wounds, so 1 mortal wound to those scouts. So here's the Scrapjet. 4 power claw attacks going into those scouts. 1 hit, needing a 2. What's going on here in chat? What are you guys trying to get me to get drunk in here? What's going on here, guys? So Katie Marie's saying Martijn isn't drinking. I have to take it all. I have to take all of what exactly? What's going on? Okay, so the scrap chat finished on the 3 remaining scouts. We've got some scorings for the Ork coming in here. So, oh, there's one more unit for the Blood Angel players coming in. But let's first off go to the scoreboard. So, Jonathan, you're back with the scores.
Besides completely dominating the table, Ruben managed to score 15 on the primaries.
Yeah.
3 for engage in all fronts, 10 for deploy scramblers, and 5 for direct assault. So it's a high.
Deployed and stood still. 5 points and scrambler still.
No.
That's me. End of my turn.
10 and 5 for the direct assault. So he's on 11 for direct assault. So
and then Leon scored 5 for his primaries, 10 for deploy scramblers,
so
and
he's only got the scouts left. Yeah.
Ruben
Infiltrate. Oh, infiltrators. Okay, infiltrators left. Yep. It's the finish of the score, so that's.
Geen engage in all fronts. Geen engage in all fronts.
So it's currently 55 to. Yeah. And then how many points did. So Leon really did his turn very quickly.
Yeah.
So what did he score? 5 points on the primary, so it goes to 20 points on the primary.
10 points on the deploy scramblers.
And so he also finishes his deploy scramblers. Okay. And then bring it down, still on 7. So it's actually 31 to 55. 41 to 55 rather. Okay, so that's the score at the end of turn 3. So we're now going into start of turn 4 for the Orc Death Skull player. Okay, so this, right now the Orcs have surpassed the Blood Angels in score.
Yeah.
I think it was a very valiant effort by the Blood Angels to keep a lead in the score for as long as they did, suffering a heavy blow like they did right at the beginning of the game. But I think this is the beginning of the end, as they say.
I think it has been the beginning of the end since turn 1. The amount of damage output on those buggies is crazy.
Yeah.
Looking back, I'm not sure what Leon could have done, but
yeah.
maybe more in deep strike. It didn't really matter though.
So now it's a question of how many points is the Death Skull player going to score to win the objective, or win the tournament rather. So he's on 55 points now. So if he wins the tournament, is a matter of how many points he's able to score.
If he plays it out, he takes it.
Oh, but the right throw. Okay, we've got some firepower going hither and there. I mean, it's just a bunch of scouts left. It's the Orc player just maxing out his scores right here, right now. I mean, the Death Skull is really giving, really showing their power here in a display of brutal yet cunning ferocity in this third round of our No Surrender tournament. So we've got some firepower going into the infiltrators, some saves being forced here, some rockets. I mean, it's rockets everywhere.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable amount of
This
rockets.
list should be called Death by Rocket. So the Wasp Bomb Blasted Jet now going into the remaining 1 scout. I mean, there's an entire plane just shooting at one guy.
Yeah, well.
Cue up song Ride of the Valkyries. Da 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 da. You just off in the distance you hear this plane coming. So that's the last scout being killed. Alright, so Blood Angel player using his last CP for transhuman. Using it on the last unit he has left, so why not, right? Doing a little dance to increase his odds.
Yeah, it's a good.
Just a little dance.
Good knuckle pleasing.
Yeah. Right, some saves being forced. And that's already the end of his turn. There's not a whole lot left to do, but there are still some infiltrators left in the bottom right ruin. But he's scoring probably again, engaging on front for all of it, for 3. He finished deployed scramblers already.
Lekker bezig, maat.
Oh wait, this is Blood Angel player.
Lekker bezig.
Ik ben nou aan het invullen bij Blood Angel player.
Ja, dat zegt hij ook net.
Okay. So let's do some scoring because it's going very fast right now. So, and this was the end of the orc turn. So
Wait.
we've got another 15 points on the primary. So that's going to 35 on the oh no, actually going to 40 on the primary. And we have 12 points for engage on all fronts. In total, we have 10 points for deploy scramblers, which you already did last turn as well. And then we have 16 points. 16 points? Yeah, 16 points on the direct assault mission secondary objective. So he now has a total of 16, 70, 78 points. So he's quickly climbing up to max points. And then,
he's already maxed direct assault.
Yeah, he's already going to max out. He's probably going to max out everything he can. And then the only thing the Blood Age player can do is just stand there. He's got nothing left to do. So it's well, he did score another 5 points on the primary. So that's actually quite interesting for having 1 unit left. So that's 25 points on the primary. 4 points still on.
Some dice rolling going over the Blood Angel player. I think he's fighting that.
Yeah, he's fighting something. He's fighting that vehicle. Yeah. Deploy for 10 he already has, and then 7. Yeah. So it's whoops, not 525, folks. 25. So it's 35, 39, 46.
Ja, hij heeft hem dood!
He killed it!
Take that, orc!
This is my Rasta stand. Yeah, some Blood Angel players showing, some scouts showing that scrapchat what they're worth. Still our objective, they're saying. Still ours. So we're going to turn 5. This is the last turn 5.
Lekker!
Another 2 points for bringing it down. You know what? That's 2 points in the pocket. I'll take it any day of the week. For scouts that were just hanging on to dear life, killing another vehicle like that, that's a good job. Awesome. So that's another 2 points. So that's actually 9 points. But that is all he scored though. And then another primary, right? So in turn 5, another primary.
That's in his.
Oh yeah, okay. So we're now going into turn 5 then?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. So another 2 points. So it's currently at the end of turn 4. It's 78 points to 48.
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
Yeah. It's gonna be a nail biter. Alright, so we've got this game is being finished up. We're gonna have engage on all fronts for 3 again. Yeah, so 85 points. It's gonna be 85 points in total. And depending on what he does over there, he's gonna deny the Blood Age player some points, but it's not actually gonna increase his own points.
Ja, die capt op 45. Kan je doen. Je kan het.
So, last stand from the Blood Angels. Those scouts are going on an adventure. Fighting that scrapjet, trying to kill it. Come on! $16 toch? Oh, maar je max uit 15, ja, ja. Yep, so. To answer your question, which is one, yeah, you do. So 10 points will be added at the end of this for the paint score. When
Had je wel die 5 op de primaries?
excuse me, when players are giving the scores actually into Pan, that's where the 10 points are added as well. Alright, so that's the end of the game, right? So let's go to the score. Ladies and gentlemen, the game has been fought valiantly by the Blood Angel players and ruthlessly by the by the Death Skull player. So end of game scoring, it's another. So he failed to bring down that last scrapjet, although that would have been awesome. So he just scored 5 more points on the primary. So this is the end state of the game, starting with the Orc Death Skull players. Scored 45 points on the primary, maxing it out. 15 points on Gauge of Fronts, maxing that one out as well. 10 points on Scramblers, maxing that one out. And that Direct Assault for 15 as well. So that's a very good score. That's actually max score for the mission, for the secondary missions he took, which is excellent. So that's probably going to guarantee him the tournament, probably. Right? Almost certainly, actually.
Dankjewel.
And then the Space Marine Blood Angel player managed to score 30 on the primary, hanging on to them for actually quite a long time, which is quite impressive.
I thought it was going to be tabled at turn 3, something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, you think so, right?
Stuck it out until...
Stuck it out for actually quite a long time. Engaging all fronts for 4 points, didn't manage to do a whole lot of engaging on the front-wise. But 10 points on the Deploy Scramblers. So 10 points, like Deploy Scramblers is always like an easy 10
points. Als je hem daar neerlegt, dan kan ik hem schoonmaken, denk ik.
So an easy 10 points, and then bring it down for 9 to bring out a few of those.
Dan is hij uit. Yeah.
Of those vehicles, and yeah, man. So we have a total of 53 points for the Blood Angels to the Orc Death Skulls 85. We're going to await final scores from all the rest of the players when the round ends. There's actually a little under an hour left. No, wait, that's not correct. Like 40 minutes ish.
Yeah.
Before the round ends. Although if I'm looking around the Although if I'm looking around the room here, most players seem to be finishing up here and there. But that's 3 rounds.
That's 3 rounds done.
From us, yours truly, for the stream here. We hope you guys enjoyed. We've certainly enjoyed being here once more. When all the final scores are in from everybody and the winners and what have you are being announced, we will come back live on stream for a bit to give you guys the information about who won, what faction won, you know, what faction rides on top, although I have a good feeling it's going to be the Orc Dead Skulls, as he was already on top of the list last round, and now he maxed his score, so it is almost like virtually, there's virtually no way for him not to win this. But let's just wait, you know, the actual results, right? And yeah, so Bridges one saying, whoa, I think Ruben has it. He dropped 5 points in this round. Ruben? Who's Ruben? Is that Ruben? Wait, am I just being fuzzy? Wasn't that?
Yes, you're being fuzzy.
Wow, yeah, so
so
9
he only
hours of
dropped
streaming,
5.
sometimes my my head gets really, I thought actually it was Leon, but we switched them out, so sorry guys. So yeah, I also think actually Ruben, the desktop player, has this. He had dropped 5 points only, so yeah, there is actually a way for him to lose this, now that you mention it, because the deploy scrambles is only 5 points. So if somebody scored 85 or like 90 points, right, which is the max you can score.
It's also depending on the other scores. Let me check.
You could check it out. What the other top ranking players were doing up to so far. So we've got Yap Yahoo, aka Danny from Hong Kong, signing off. He's been with us the entire day. Danny, mate, you are an absolute legend. You've been moderating our stream the entire day. Just keeping the chat engaged, you know, giving us emotional support, answering questions. You are an absolute legend, mate. You go to bed for a well-deserved night of sleep. And like you said, tomorrow we have Age of Sigmar, our last 2 games of that tournament going down. And it's going to be very interesting to watch that one, as well as I love me some Age of Sigmar. I'll be streaming with Fabian. He'll be joining me on stream. And we'll be talking some Age of Sigmar, so for all of you who love to watch some Age of Sigmar as well, definitely check us out tomorrow. We'll be starting tomorrow at the same time, 9 o'clock again, and after that we'll be signing off for this weekend. But it's been a very successful day over here with my streaming buddy Jonathan, who was like a hawk, keeping his eyes on the tables.
I think the 9th edition is a lot easier to keep track of.
Yeah, for sure.
They made the scoring a lot simpler, and I dig it.
Yeah,
I really like it. I like the second game was really awesome with the Death Guard versus Holograms.
Yeah. Oh man, that was my favorite game.
I think so. Mine as well.
40K players, this is a 35.
Yeah, that was my favorite game as well. Definitely the most tense game, right? And a lot going on in that. So where can we follow the pairings? And the tech asks, no, we don't work with BCP, mate. We work with punpun.nl. There's a link already over there. If you want to see the scores and lists of everybody, just go to punpun.nl, pun.nl, and click on the Notes to Reddit tournament, and then you can see pairings, you can see rankings, you can see lists, everything you want to know that has been going down during this tournament. But yeah, 9th edition, man. First AO tournament of 9th edition. Right here in the books.
First of many.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been there has been some signs here and there of people making tiny mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, some
misreadings.
Yeah, misreadings of some of the rules.
Yeah.
And as we'll have more tournaments, you know, we'll iron out those mistakes a little bit.
Yeah.
But despite those tiny mistakes, it has been 3 awesome games. Everybody's been having fun.
Blood Angels don't like eating rockets.
Yeah. Death by rockets, man. Truly. Yeah, Blood Angels don't like rockets. I don't like. I mean, what's not to like? It's more if they're pointing away from you or at you.
Depends on what side you're looking at.
It depends on the side of the rocket you're on.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break. We'll put it on the in the break screen right here. Gonna grab ourselves a drink. I have to make a bathroom stop real quick, and then once the scores are in for everybody and the results are in, we'll come back on and await final scores.
Yeah.
So everybody that has been joining us so far, thank you very much. You're all absolute legends for joining us here on stream. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, and we'll see you guys in a bit when all the scores are in. That's in about 20 minutes or so. So we'll see you guys then, right?